Hello students, welcome to this course on gender sensitization. I am hoping by the end of this course you will understand everything about gender, different aspects related to gender. I will be taking the first week of this course and the first topic would be understanding some basic concepts of gender studies. I am Professor Rekha Pande. I was head of the Department of Center for Women's Studies in the University of Hyderabad and also head of the Department of History. I retired in June 2020 and now I am the director of an organization called SEED, Society for the Empowerment of through Environment Development. Now going back to this course and the first lesson, understanding some basic concepts of gender studies. All of us know that men and women are biologically different, but they have an equal role in society. When we talk of gender, gender refers to certain roles and responsibilities of men and women that are created in our families, in our society and culture. Society has attributed the gender roles based on what is expected, allowed and valued in women and men during a given situation. So, gender is a very dynamic concept. Understanding gender issues involves understanding the socially defined roles, identities, social structures, inequalities and the various other concepts related to gender. So, before we begin, I think we need to really understand certain basic concepts. And why is it that we need these concepts? First we have to be gender sensitive, we have to be gender sensitized because this is viewed as an instrument for social change. It concretizes both men and women towards a better understanding of the multidimensional role played by women. And this is viewed as a very critical instrument to improve our knowledge about society, which at present remains very partial, biased, and it only projects a view of social reality which is derived from a male perspective. So, we can really develop this new perspective when we create an awareness about the nature of unequal relationship between men and women. We have to understand the causes of gender disparity and we have also to highlight the contribution of women to the social process. And once we understand this, it would facilitate social action, it would help us to understand the roots of inequality and we can create a gender just society. So, to begin with, first we need to have a clarity on certain concepts. All of us know these concepts, but we have a very vague idea. The first concept is gender equality. Now, gender equality is a human right. It is that everyone is treated as equal and it ensures that every individual has an equal opportunity to make the most of their lives. And it is a belief that no one should have a poor life chance because of the way they are born, where they come from, what they believe in, or whether they have disability. Gender equality recognizes that historically there are certain groups of people with protected characteristics, such as race, disability, sex, sexual orientation, and they have always faced discrimination. The second concept is sex and gender. Now, sex is something which is biological, it is natural. You are born a girl or a boy, it is given and it is constant, it does not change. Whereas gender is, because sex is natural, it is non-hierarchical. We say men are the other sex and women are a distinctive group because of their biological distinctiveness. It does not have any connotation of a subgroup or a minority. On the other hand, gender is a socially cultural concept. It is created by society. You learn it over a period of time. And since it is an artificial division, it can change, it is very hierarchical. The fact that women give birth to children is because of sex, but women take care of children is because of gender. The other concept is patriarchy. Patriarchy is the rule of the father. It is a system of social structure and practices in which there is male domination and women's subordination. It interlocks with a large number of other social structures like class, caste. Having said that, I would like to say that it is not that every man is dominating and every woman is dominated. Class also becomes a very important factor in this. And what men control in patriarchy is, all the economic resources, labor, reproduction, sexuality and mobility. We see so many manifestations of patriarchy all around us. There is so much of a son preference in our society. Girls are discriminated in food distribution. They have restricted educational opportunities. There is so much of domestic violence, sexual harassment and rape which we keep reading about in newspapers. And women have limited control over reproductive and property rights. Now, because of these concepts, there is a dichotomy between private and public. We look upon the public world as the external world. It is the world of labor, military, defense, decision making, livelihood, and all this is associated with men. The private world is the interior world of home, family, domesticity, reproduction, taking care of children, and it is all associated with women. And we have even divided qualities into, these are human qualities, but because of these differences, we have divided them into feminine quality and masculine quality. How do we look upon feminine quality? That they are not aggressive, not independent, very emotional, subjective, they can be easily influenced, submissive, they can cry very easily. You must have often heard at home when a boy cries, they say, "Why are you crying like a girl?" And masculine qualities are those where we look upon it as being very aggressive, independent, not emotional, they are very objective, they cannot be easily influenced, and they never cry. So, what we have done is we have divided these qualities based on feminine and masculine. Women are supposed to be very talkative, men are not so talkative, women are very tactful, men are not supposed to be, women are supposed to be very look conscious, neat in their habits, and they need strong need for security, and men are supposed to be not needing security, etc. Another very important concept is socialization. Socialization is the whole process through which a child becomes an individual respecting his or her environment, laws, norms and customs. Gender socialization is a more focused form of socialization as to how children of different sexes are socialized into their gender roles. All of you must be knowing, when a girl is born, we bring all pink. When a boy is born, we bring only, blue. Girls are encouraged to play with dolls, teacups, kitchen sets. Boys are encouraged to play with guns, rockets and trucks, cars, etc. So that is how we socialize them. And it is through this process we teach children what it means to be a male and a female. There are, the anthropologist Gail Rubin introduced the term sex-gender system. It refers to the whole institutionalized system which allows resources, property and privileges according to certain culturally defined roles. Now, women play multiple roles. They play productive role, they play reproductive role, they are also community managers, and so, they have these multiple burdens. Again, another very important concept is gender stereotyping. We look upon gender stereotyping, it is defined as a generalization of characteristics, the difference and attributes of a certain group based on their gender. Now, gender stereotypes are often as a result of certain preconceived ideas of what a male should be, what a female should be. And it is, it results in building a mental frame of certain generalized aspects of characteristics, individuals based on sex, and it really it leads to an unequal society and an unfair treatment. It also limits the development of natural talents and abilities, be it boys or girls. and it causes, it is the cause of a deeply ingrained attitude, values, norms, and prejudices against women. Gender stereotyping is often used to maintain the dominance of men over women. And you have lot of examples of gender stereotyping, like I gave you already an example of how the kinds of toys which we give to girls and the kinds of toys which we give to boys. We always think, when we talk of a farmer is always a male, it cannot be a women. So you have all these examples. Look at all our advertisement. They use gender stereotyping to a large extent. Women are only supposed to be good in the kitchen, washing, cleaning, and men are shown in other kinds of places. So, we create all these images. But today, women are going into the army, women are firefighters, but we do not, gender stereotyping does not present women as builders and achievers. So, it is very important to understand these concepts, and all this leads to a lot of sexism, whereby it is a belief and assertion that one sex is superior to the other, and it leads to a lot of these biases which results in polarization, discrimination, etc. So, we have a different kind of when you talk of all these concepts are very important to understand gender equality. Now, gender equality is a long term goal. It means the absence of discrimination in sex and the equality between men and women. But another very important concept is gender equity. Now, gender equity is the whole process of being fair to both men and women. It ensures fairness and also strategies and measures that are available to women. Now, it is from equity that will lead to equality. See, when we talk of equality, suppose women want shoes and you give them all 5-number shoes, that is equality. But equity is, you give them shoes depending on their need. Those who need 5-number will take 5, those who need 6 will take 6, those who need 7 will take 7. So, that is the difference between gender equality and gender equity. Another very important concept is gender mainstreaming. Gender mainstreaming is the whole process of integrating gender equality perspectives at all stages, be it policies, programs, and projects. It is a strategy for making women as well as men's concerns and experience an integral part of the dimension and policies. So, another concept which we need to understand is women's empowerment. It means increasing the spiritual, political, and social and economic strengths of women, making women realize their own capacities, developing confidence in them. And unless we have an empowered women, we cannot change society. Gender prejudices will continue, women will lack confidence. And so, I hope these concepts will make a lot of sense to you. You will understand them, and only then we can really create a gender just society. Thank you.